Okay. Good afternoon. It is a first time, 1884. Getting a little reverb from that, so we may or may not use the microphone. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? No? All right, we'll keep it going. Thanks, Mike. That might help.
Does everybody want to?
Jim, that's why you're in the front row. You're going to take my spot. If I start getting booed, Jim's taking the mic. So feel free, if you want Jim up here, just start saying boo. All right, good afternoon, everybody. Very excited to utilize a new space, although not the way it's intended, but we're going to roll with it. Of course, this is the State of the Castle. A little bit different State of the Castle today. You only see 3 of the cast of characters. Right now, the other directors that usually would be presenting on behalf of their departments, we are going through a pretty large system change from an employee standpoint, and the directors and managers are currently getting trained on our new payroll and scheduling system. So turns out employees do like to be paid when they are working, and so I want to make sure they continue to get paid and we don't have any hiccups. So for that reason, you'll see on the behalf of, rather than myself doing it all, I had Mike, whose employees just are figuring it out for themselves. So he doesn't need to be on the training, and Lindsay, of course, will provide some additional support. So I am not seeing Kathy. Does anybody from the resident council want to provide an update? Judy, come on up. You're the next contestant on the State of the Castle.
Thank you. Kathy's at an OSHA event of some sort, so she gave me a few notes, but mostly they had to do with the election. Maybe you're wondering why we haven't had an election. It turned out there were 3 people going off the council, me and Marion Fraley and Larry, thank you. Then it turned out that Sandra Meyer felt that she needed to retire from the council, although she will still be chairing the food committee. So we had 4 vacancies, and lo and behold, we had 4 people, 4 nominees who wanted to be on the council. So there is no need to have an election. But the 4 people are Dave Hoffman, Dennis Gukir, Barry Sammons, and Lynn Woodard. I'm hoping that the election committee will still put up pictures and bios for the 4 people who are now, as of the May meeting, will be on the council. And then Kathy says, please remember that the council is the residents' liaison with administration. We're always ready to tackle issues that you tell us about or that we ourselves identify. Tell us your ideas about what we can do better. Any questions, which I may not be able to answer?
All right, thank you, Judy, for the resident council, as well as for all outgoing members. A really big thank you. It's an incredible group to work with. I think they do an incredible job on your behalf, and I'm excited to work with the incoming new residents. So again, I think the council's there for you. I think they're a great group, and please utilize them. So you will also notice that I had to take off my suit coat or sport jacket because turns out I blend in with the wallpaper. So I am just in a normal shirt. So next up is Lindsay Bigut, and Lindsay's going to update us on COVID. Again, COVID is very top of mind right now. Lindsay will provide the update as well as reiterate the memo that was sent out both on Monday as well as yesterday. And again, I see a number of you in face masks, so I'm excited to see that. And then she'll also present and answer the question on behalf of Majarka that was submitted today. Lindsay, take it away.
Trip you over here. All right, good afternoon, everyone. So for the COVID update currently, it's been a very fluid and ever-changing situation with people testing positive in our independent living, as well as most recently, late-breaking news, we have had a positive in our memory support neighborhood. So currently in total right now, we have 7 individuals who have either tested positive or are positive for COVID. Since yesterday's memo, we've had 1 individual in the independent living test positive recently, as well as our individual in CBRF. Some things we are doing, as I know, it's an interesting situation with obviously you all being consumers of East Castle, living here, hanging out with your friends or going out in the community, as some of you obviously are wearing masks, some of you are not. We highly, highly, highly encourage you to wear masks. Again, you can go to Sendik's, not wear a mask. You can go to Starbucks and not wear a mask. But again, that is something that can protect you, as well as if you are ill, it can assist in not spreading that further. Now, we are in close corridors here. An elevator area is a little more limited. We're enjoying time like this together and so on. But again, the exposure protocol is still that 6 feet for more than 15 minutes is how the CDC is still coining that. So again, when it comes to exposure testing, we do not do that unless it is for floors 3, 4, or 5 currently. And that is mostly out of the CDC's precaution, as well as protecting the staff who are more out in the community, like us all, who have a higher potential of bringing it in. Again, we are waiving the delivery fee in the kitchen for you to have your meals be delivered to your house or to your apartment, because again, dining together could lead to the increased risk of COVID. But again, glass half full. We have our staff in masks until at least Monday, pending how this continues to transpire. And, we all want COVID to be done. I know the public health emergency is ending in about a week and a half, actually. But here at East Castle, our staff in healthcare areas will still be in masks, and we are able to put those for independent living areas whenever we need to put those in place, like right now. So, again, wash your hands. Flu is still going around. RSV is still going around. Be cognizant of your symptoms. It's very interesting right now, the weather. It doesn't help with anyone who has allergies, myself included. You get the kind of runny nose because 2 days ago it's 30 degrees and today it's 64. So that doesn't help at all. So any questions on COVID? And I don't know if any of you saw, but you are probably all eligible, unless you have already done so, to go get another booster shot. That was put out, most recent recommendation of late last week, that you are eligible to get another booster in addition to the most recent one. I know we had Walgreens on site here and the health department a while back to get, goodness, is that the 3rd booster? That they are now eligible for a 4th booster. So, yeah, Alex.
Is there, do we get back in the dining room today?
Yes. Do we get back in the dining room today? Yes. The dining room is open. Again, wearing your mask to and from is highly encouraged, as mentioned. And again, if you would like to still have your food delivered, we are still waiving that through the end of Sunday. Good question. Yes?
Booster, will you be bringing someone in to do that?
We have briefly talked about it since it's such late breaking info. We are going to inquire with the health department again, as they were such a great partner to work with in all the areas. To be honest, I'm curious of how the public health emergency ending will impact their free resources of what they're able to offer to communities. But again, with us serving, an aging population, usually they extend that further to us. And the health department, last we spoke to them a couple months ago, was willing to come back for even one-off appointments, as I know they did for some of your neighbors. So, but if not, we will be inquiring to, similar to how we do the flu shot with CVS or Walgreens and so on. Yeah.
How do you handle isolation for memory care persons?
Great question. So how do we handle isolation for a memory care person? So again, our population on our third floor memory support neighborhood is a little different because again, sometimes if similar to myself, if I'm up walking around, I may not know if I'm ill. And if I'm positive, confining me to my room is more difficult. But again, depending on the population or the individual who did test positive, if they are not able to stay in their room, we can look at staffing measures for redirection, separating the floors to the best of our capabilities to ensure the safety of that spreading, as well as encouraging mask use as well. And then in addition, our staff, when providing cares, are wearing N95s, face shields, the full PPE, so that it is not being transmitted once leaving the room and so on. And then in addition, our housekeeping team, our fabulous housekeeping team, is using our Clorox 360 machine. I know we've talked about that a couple years. And the 360 machine is almost like a Ghostbuster machine that is able to disinfect and spray down high-touch surfaces at a shorter kill time rate for what your standard bleach or disinfectant is able to do. And so they are also, in addition to like our healthcare areas, using those in the elevators and on common hand railings and in our common spaces that are populated. And that is effective against the flu, COVID, RSV, neurovirus. It's quite the machine. Any other questions on COVID? No? Then I will transfer over to Majarka's question for the month. So, why are there more buffets for residents, and especially since there are so many residents who have issues with walking, vision, etc.? It is certainly not fine dining. It's not convenient or safe. And Majarka crafted a lovely response for me in response to this, but your food and beverage committee actually wanted a more casual dining experience at least one day a week from the menu selection, and have the ability to have more ethnic focused food choices. So, I would recommend whoever wrote this question or whoever has thoughts on that to connect with a food and beverage member. And I know Sandra Meyer is the chair of the food and beverage committee, so she would be a good person to voice that too. But again, discussing this prior to closing the dining room last June, we started that we'd be, the team stated that they would be reopening that come the Gilman opening, which has most recently happened. And again, staff is always able to assist you to carry the items. If you go up to the buffet and you elect, I want the ham, the eggs, and the hash browns, the staff can plate that for you and then bring it over to you. Because again, even though we have a buffet, we still have our lovely serving staff who is here to assist you with your beverages, your food options, as well as if you'd like seconds. That's the beauty of the buffet. So I know, me too. I like the seconds of the buffet too. Any other questions for me or Majarka? All right, thank you. And I will then pass it off back to Tyler to give Eric's update.
All right, thank you. I am not Eric Peterson, but I will speak on his behalf, as he has also crafted a response. The question is, what is the easiest way to ask for an appointment with an insect company and to get the balcony power washed? The question is two parts. So for the power washing, your patio, just please submit a work order through either the Touchtown app. How many of you are using the Touchtown app and the work order system? If you're not, talk to the front desk. Put your work order through there as normal. As for the pest control insect, we have a contract with Batsner. Batsner is our pest control contracted service that comes out at least monthly to do preventative type of things, and then they would also be called out if you have pests inside your home. Again, they come on site once every 2 weeks to attend to our facility pest needs, as well as the individual calls that are being logged. Maintenance will still come out and do what can be done to mitigate the problem as the pest as best they can. If it's a serious situation, we'll call Bat Center to come out of their normal cycle. Think of it as a maintenance response and a professional exterminator follow. Any other questions for maintenance or Eric? All right, then I'm going to turn it over to Mike, who's going to speak on behalf of Stacy, as well as I think provide probably a philanthropy update. Mike?
Thank you, Tyler. As Tyler pointed out regarding Eric, I am not Stacy. She's much better looking than I am. And for those of you who are wondering, yes, I did in fact get a haircut yesterday. I stopped at the barber and I asked them to just cut the gray. And look at what they did. It just didn't work. Stacy had some specific questions here with some answers that she provided. Could the staff directory be added to the community app? And her response is that located under the community info tile, the staff directory is listed. The list includes directors who are in blue and managers. At the top is the front desk concierge phone number as well. If you have an Apple phone, the number is clickable. All you have to do is just touch the number and it'll call it for you. It'll call it directly. The other one that I have an answer for is once the new bar opens, will we still have the free happy hours twice a month? And the answer to that is yes. I know, we're all happy about that, right? There will be a free happy hour. This will not include the full open bar, however. The happy hour will include tap beer, wine, and one signature drink. Okay, pretty much like we've done all along now. You know, you can have bottled beer we had or wines, and we always had a signature drink, so it'll be the same way, except this will be a tap beer this time. There are two other questions here. Are you going to handle those, Tyler, when you come up? The two community life liaison positions, and then why are all the weekend activities? Okay, so Tyler's going to deal with that. I'm going to give you a brief philanthropy update. First of all, the baseball outing is coming up. We encourage you all to consider attending. It is June 11th, 2023. I believe that's a Sunday. The tickets are $40. That includes a tailgate with a meal and a drink. There is an activity sign-up book in the front lobby. Ask Lila or Famata if you aren't familiar with the location of the 3-ring binder, and you can get signed up. I can also assure you that the $40, based on the fact that I ran the tailgate party the last couple of years, for a $40 fee, this is not a fundraiser. This is a friend raiser. The fees associated with you attending go to cover our cost. It costs $40 to host a tailgate party. So we do accept cash, check, credit card. Just let us know. Come and see Stacy or myself, and we'll get you signed up. We're going to be providing transportation from here, so you don't have to worry about getting there. We will take care of that for you. I'm happy to say that a month or two ago, I came to you and told you that we were going to be resurrecting or reactivating the Community Enrichment Fund. That is a fund specifically targeted at off-budget schedule items that really would help the community. But for whatever reason, they didn't get included in the budget. People have donated to the Enrichment Fund. There's a group of your neighbors that sit on a review panel and decide what we're going to be spending money on. And 2 items were approved at the last meeting. One of which, a relatively small expense. You all may know that we used to have a Bose radio in Lindsay Hall. David Tolan used it for his music program. We sometimes use it for the open bar to put some music on in the background. We're replacing that. So the Enrichment Fund is going to be paying for a Bose radio. The second is we're moving ahead, and I know we've talked about this a long time, but it's definitely happening. We're moving ahead with the door opener to the upstairs rooftop garden off of the second floor balcony area. In fact, I met with the contractors today that are going to be installing it for us. We're looking at about 4 weeks from now. It'll be installed. 2 different contractors, an electrician, and the door opener people. So we're coordinating all of that, and that should be in about 4 weeks. And the enrichment fund approved that. The treasure chest. You all know that May is fast approaching. Those of you that are treasure chest volunteers know that earlier this week I sent around a list of people that have signed up to work, and we were relatively short. We were looking for extra people to fill in spaces. I'm pleased to say that since then, 4 people have stepped up. Every day now has at least 2 people assigned to them, volunteers. I'm very pleased about that. There are still 5 openings though. You know, there's an opportunity for up to 3 people to actually volunteer and come down. If you'd like to get more involved in the treasure chest, coming on a day when there's already 2 people is a really good time to come for your first time. That's an opportunity to see what it's like, how easy it is, if it can be fun. I think you'll enjoy it. We're doing a lot of good work. We're hoping that this year we'll be awarding somewhere between $12,000, $13,000 worth of scholarships because of the effort that all of you volunteers have been putting in. And we're very, very grateful. Last but not least, regarding the treasure chest, the volunteers already know this, but I'll let the rest of you know. There is a Monday in May that is a holiday, Memorial Day. We are closed on that Monday. We've made a decision with the treasure chest that Monday holidays we will be closed. We tend to be at a skeleton crew. A lot of your neighbors that are volunteers with us are busy. Many times we tend to have special events here, a buffet or something like that. We're closing this Memorial Day. Any questions I can answer for anybody? Either for Stacy or myself. All right, thank you very much. I'm going to turn it back to Tyler.
All right, thank you, Mike. So, construction, we'll start there. There's a lot of it, and you're experiencing it. And first, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your understanding. I appreciate your dealing with it. I do know that it is in the moment, very difficult. You're having to ride that one elevator up and down, not use the Lindsay Hall hallway. You have orange mats all over the place. Amenities aren't online. We're in the 1884, not in Lindsay Hall. All those pieces. I truly understand that, again, we are impacting your home right now. But I do hope that you do see some of the results of what that impact is in the Gilman, in the 1884, the bistro, the front lobby, the new spaces up on the 2nd floor. All of those pieces, again, are coming together. I was meeting with Jordan, our, of course, project manager, who I know many of you have seen and have heard from. In 90 days, 90 days goes quickly. We started this project back in February. I know it may not be quickly enough for you. Trust me, it's not for them or for myself either. But in 90 days, we should have everything behind us. This month, particularly, was a month of huge transition. Obviously, we took down the hallway, and you see the orange mats everywhere. We also opened some new spaces, obviously the 2nd floor and this space, however, not fully. We had some missing pieces, as with any construction, you can imagine. But also, as they opened it, we knew some of that was going to happen. So, appreciate your patience as we work through that. Our hope is to open this next week. Again, not only for lunch, but for our inaugural happy hour. We do obviously have Nate, our bartender, who's been itching to staff and stock the bar. But it's been a little bit of a waiting game as we've been waiting for parts and for some labor to install. So final pieces were happening today. We now just have to attach the equipment to the wall. So again, right now the schedule still remains that Lindsay Hall will be open that first week of June. So again, I know May is right around the corner, and then June. But again, they are working as quickly as possible to get that area done and be able to turn that space back over to us. They are making progress in the Lake Terrace building and are on schedule to finish and wrap that up by the end of June, early July, which also will then include your fitness center and reopening that, as well as new amenity spaces all throughout the new Lake Terrace building, as well as that last corridor leading into the fitness center, which is that historic hallway. So that's a very high level construction overview. Again, there is a lot that's happening, and again, you'll start seeing some of those actual physical pieces next week when they start the flooring. The flooring starts next week, and the flooring is going to start by that front desk, right by Bradford Terrace elevators. All that work is going to happen overnight. So from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m., contractors are going to come in, and the first night is really laying what they call kind of a sub-flooring, a self-leveling floor. The second night is an insulated, essentially, barrier between the tile and the concrete, so that as you're walking on it, some of the noise and things of that nature, as well as just how it functions, is appropriate. The third night is when you'll see this herringbone style floor go in. So on Friday morning, when you wake up, you'll see a section, hopefully a very large section, of a herringbone tile installed, be able to be walked on, and then you'll see orange mats start to go away, and the orange mats will then be ramped up to where those areas go. Does that all make sense? Again, that work is performed overnight. That means there will be areas of the building shut down. So for instance, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night, that front door will not be accessible. You will have to go down to the basement, either follow the arrows, or go out the gazebo courtyard. But during the day, you'll be able to walk on it, that front lobby will be open, and everything of that nature. So if you are a night owl, or you're having a late dinner or something of that nature, know that if you come in through the Bradford Terrace lobby, you will have to go down from the Bradford Terrace elevators downstairs, following the arrows to where you need to go. So again, that's Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night next week, and then more updates will be happening. So the question of the month that I received for construction is, when will the restrooms on the first floor near elevator C be open? So that is these restrooms, the public ones, right? Found out yesterday that how the plumbing in the bathrooms actually wasn't up to code. So they actually have to do some additional work to get it up to code. That again is an unforeseen. They still believe that they'll be able to hit their schedule, but that schedule, unfortunately, is going to be when they turn over Lindsay Hall and that hallway. So again, we're probably down about another month from those public bathrooms. Again, twofold. A, there's work that's being done in there, finishes and things of that nature, but two, the plumbing is not up to code, so now we have to go back through an inspection in order to get that to code and have it approved. Hindsight 2020, again, the bathrooms will function the way they're supposed to when they come back to us, but also appropriately for the city of Milwaukee's code that was probably updated a few years back. So, any questions on construction? I know that Jordan had a construction update last week. I know I took on a few questions at the coffees with Tyler. Any other questions that I can answer for you? All right. So then the other question is, why are all the weekend activities not assisted by staff? That again came from Stacy's area. Again, a little bit twofold. The staff are focused on our healthcare areas, so floors 1 through 5 in Bradford Terrace. That is the focus for our staff on that kind of Sundays particularly. Also, activities on Sunday weren't highly attended, so we had 4 to 8 to 10 residents consistently attend. Bingo particularly was probably our largest attendance. And then we just had obviously some staffing turnover. And so then we had to pull the resources into our regulated areas and then obviously offer activities on the Sundays and Saturdays that are more self-guided. Obviously, you know that on the weekends we do bus trips and things of that nature where we do have transportation and we do have activity personnel here. But again, if there is a weekend activity or something that you're looking for, please communicate that to myself or Stacy, as well as to your community life committee to see how we can better incorporate that. So, any questions on that? All right, and then lastly is something that I put on there is a guest suite. How many of you utilize the guest suite? So how many of you know we have a guest suite? All right.
Used to.
We still do, Jim. We still do, just not to your liking, but we do have a guest suite. So the guest suite has since been moved from the first floor to now the second floor in our Bradford Terrace building. We used to have 2 suites. We now have 1 suite. That guest suite can be reserved through the front desk. That second floor guest suite, again, is available upon reservation. It is a 1-bedroom suite, fully furnished. You can receive a cot that we can put in there. I'm happy to waive that cot fee moving forward. So again, that will just be an added benefit to that low price of $85. And again, if that accommodation does not meet your need, again, I apologize, but there are other area hotels that hopefully will be able to help accommodate that need. So again, the guest suite, again, if you've had a reservation in there, I will reach out to you specifically to make sure that you weren't anticipating 2 beds and things of that nature and help work through that. But moving forward, that guest suite will be available. It is 2403. So on the guest suite on the second floor of Bradford Terrace. So, any questions about that? Yes, Judy. Oh, well, look at that. Maybe we can partner with. So the comment was Mrs. Draper, who I'm sure many of you know, Becky Draper. Her son has a bed and breakfast across the street. I was not aware of that, so now I get to explore that, because if there's a partnership that we can have and utilize that bed and breakfast in some capacity and offer that to residents at a preferred rate or something of that nature, definitely something I want to explore. I was looking at other hotel partnerships that didn't get too far downtown Milwaukee. Definitely can't get the $85 rate that we offer here, but I was looking at some type of preferred relationship that we could say go to this Hilton or go to this. Again, it's not obviously as convenient as being right here on site for your family members, but again, trying to find a solution. So thank you for that. I will further explore that. And
I wanted to reserve the guest room for 2 nights, and I could only do it for 1 night, one of my preferred nights, so then I moved it to another night. But what's this about the second floor? That I didn't know there were 2 rooms available.
So there's not 2 rooms. So the first floor guest suite moved to the second floor.
So now it's a 1-bed.
So now it's a 1-bedroom, correct, on the second floor.
So there's nothing on the first.
Nothing on the first. Okay. What other questions are there? Anything? Otherwise, I forgot about a construction update. You see these 2 metal plates on the floor. They used to be larger kind of outlets. Those will be being retiled and buried. So they are not needed, but there is some work that has to be done. So Tuesday, contractors are coming back in. Don't know how they're going to do it. I'm sure it's not going to be quiet, but they're going to retile over it so there's no more trip hazard in the 1884. There used to be like a big yellow cone over there, and there used to be a big outlet. If anybody saw that, that was a concern. That will go away as of Tuesday, also where Mike is sitting. So just wanted to notate that those stainless steel metal plates will be gone. But again, they're safe right now, but they will be gone, and nobody will ever know there was an outlet that was supposed to be there. Any other questions? As many of you probably noticed, you saw some employees that were looking a little different this week. It was our Spirit Week for our staff members. Today, I believe, was your Colors of the Rainbow, which is why I'm wearing a green tie as well as green socks. Green was my color as an administration. Lindsay, were you blue or yellow?
Yellow in the photo.
Yellow in the
Representing
photo.
two, right?
Yellow in the photo. So again, just some fun that we want to have with staff members to try and continue to, again, not only appreciate, because obviously they're going through construction and changes as well, but also continuing to provide that workplace that they want to come and enjoy, so that they can continue to provide the high level of services that you all expect, want, and deserve. So with that, I do have one additional introduction that you may be seeing a friendly face around. It's Lindsay, that you are not the introduction.
I
No.
know I'm not. But tomorrow is the last day of Spirit Week, and so it's wear your favorite concert t-shirt. And there will be the annual parking lot dance party at 11 a.m. If you can come out and either boogie with us or be a audience member for our wonderful staff to dance for you.
Yes, so
11 a.m.
11
in that
a.m.
parking lot.
in the Bradford Terrace parking lot. You will see a number of staff members. Myself, I'm pretty sure I'm busy, so I won't be out there. But I'm sure a number of staff members will be out there. We'd love to see you out there. If you have a favorite concert t-shirt, symphony t-shirt works as well. I don't know if they have those, but concert t-shirt, you know, the Beatles shirts, those types of shirts, we'd love to see you in those and participate. But yes, you will see a number of staff members. I think Rodney, our new activity coordinator, put together the dance list, if I'm not mistaken. So we're all excited, and by we're all excited, I'm sure the employees are very excited. I'm excited for them. So I will be in a meeting, very important meeting, I'm sure at 11 o'clock, unfortunately, but my spirit and my dance spirit will be with them. But Lindsay's not the individual that you will see. I mean, you will see her, and she does have a very friendly face, but you know her. So the individual I want to introduce, and Jennifer, I won't put you on the spot, but Jennifer Redding is with us right here. You'll see her. She has joined the marketing team. Jennifer is going to assist your 30 new neighbors that are going to join us in the Lake Terrace building, help coordinate many of those moves, as well as help the marketing department and East Castle Place, including you, to continue to bring in new neighbors, as well as continue to take care of current neighbors, including you. And so welcome, Jennifer. She is officed where Heidi Cole used to be officed. Heidi has moved up. She is now the first office in the Bradford Terrace hallway. So Jennifer got the lucky spot of right next to me. I don't know if she's that lucky. Yeah. So I guess I'll pay you later. No, but welcome, Jennifer. We're very excited to have you.
Thank you, Tyler. And hello, everyone.
All right. With that, does anybody have any questions? If not, hopefully spring's here to stay. What do we say? You know, the whole winter, Wisconsin can go away. The beautiful spring can arrive. And then get outside, enjoy the beautiful weather. And we'll look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow dancing and grooving. Miss Barbara Hill.
Just wonder, is the outdoors going to be observing No Mow May?
One more time?
No Mow May, where they do not cut the grass during the month of May for the
Butterflies and
logical reason.
the no mow May. That's what I missed the first time, but now I understand. Are we going to observe no mow May for the betterment of our caterpillars and our friends? What's everybody's thoughts on that? Again, Eric initially does have us starting to cut lawn in May. So, again, I can be swayed. I would just make caterpillars up, but it's the grass for the insects and for the vegetation and the pollination.
Exactly, it's pollinated.
So I mean, I can definitely say we should not do it in the gazebo courtyard where our butterfly garden is. We won't do that. I will have to check with Eric on our front door, so to speak, along Downer, and see what his thoughts are there. So I always forget about No Mo May. I think I will partake in that personally at home.
For different reasons.
For different reasons, exactly, Jim. But for the exact reason that Barbara just shared with me, that now I can go home and tell my wife, hey, we got to do it for the pugs. So, any other questions? All right. If not, enjoy the rest of your day, and we will see everyone around. Thank you, everyone.